Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I want to give you a story of how I painted my first mural, and it's in a park. So I got my little babe, my little helper, and I'm gonna go show you guys how I did it. Here we go. So here we are at the mural. As you can see, it's been tagged up quite a bit. The wall was replaced, this door was replaced, the window was ripped off, this guy was painted there. But originally it was really beautiful, and it still added a whole bunch of extra character to this park. There's my helper. Hi. Today I wanted to use this as my backdrop to tell you how I today I wanted to tell you guys the story of how I was able to get this first mural. I did it for free, and I'm going to talk a little bit too about whether or not you should, for yourself, do a mural for free, because that doesn't work for everybody, and I wrestled with that a lot as well, but I'm going to talk about that later. So first I'm going to tell you the story of how it came to be that I got this wall. I'm going to tell you a little bit about how you can make it cheap and affordable. If you're just getting started, it's likely that you don't want to invest a whole bunch of your own money for this. If you are doing it for free, that is. I'm going to talk a little bit about how to design for success. And I'm also going to give you a few other pointers about how to reach out and who to reach out to for your first mural. So the story of how I got this first mural, right down the street from my house in town, there's a park, and in that park there's a small recreation building. Every day that I went by that recreational building, I noticed that it was really tagged up with graffiti and just not beautiful. I mean, some graffiti is beautiful, but this stuff was not beautiful. And so I had the idea to contact the city, since it was a city park, to see if they would let me paint this mural. So I was able to get a hold of the manager of the Parks and Recreation Department. I called him. Eventually we had a conversation, and he told me that wall that specifically I had in mind already had plans to be painted, but he had a couple other walls in mind for me. This was one of them. This is a wall in a pretty popular park in town, and it is, as you can see, it's a little hidden by these bushes and stuff. And it's not terribly tall, as you can see, and it's not super long. So this was a super perfect mural for me to do for my first mural. It's in town, it's close to home, it's a little bit hidden. Why? So basically he said that I could paint this wall, which was perfect for me. It's close to my house, it's easy access, it's not very tall, it's not very long. Because it was so beat up, I mean it's beat up now, but before I painted it, it was really beat up, which meant that the pressure wasn't super high. And also the fact that I was doing it for free meant that the pressure wasn't really super high for me to make the most amazing and the most perfect and the most beautiful and the most magnificent and the most gorgeous and the greatest of all time, of all the histories, of all the universes mural. So in 2018, on Labor Day weekend, which was a 3-day weekend, I blocked off my schedule to come here and paint. I got here super early in the morning and I left super late at night, and I was able to pull this thing off in 3 days. I did have the city prepare the wall for me because it had an anti-graffiti coating on it, and I didn't really know how to deal with that. I was just getting started, and so I asked them to put primer on it so I could paint over that. So they did do that for me. They cleaned the wall and they did prep it with primer. Everything else I told them I would do for free. So I got the paints, I had the brushes, you know, I had the bucket for water, and I had the ladder. So that's all they did for me to get this thing going. Hi, you're cute. Oh, watch out. So that's the quick story of how I was able to get this wall to paint. I want to give you a few pointers on how you can find your first wall for a mural, and a few things to look out for when you're reaching out to people. So the reason the City Parks and Recreation Department was a good place to reach out to was because the parks don't have any business associated with them. If you want to reach out to a business to paint a mural for free, first of all, there may or may not be, depending on where they are in town, if you live in a historic district or want to work in a historic district, it's possible that the city might have some kind of regulations, hoops that you might have to jump through in order to be able to paint the mural. So you want to look for places that don't have any specific branding or theme associated for them. A business, if you're reaching out to them to paint a mural, they're going to want something that's associated with their business. So when you're reaching out to somebody, find somebody, an organization, maybe even a residential house. Maybe they have a garage in the alley that could use some love. It's very unlikely that they're going to have a specific thing in mind that they want. They don't have anything to sell. They would just love it to be beautiful. So if you are painting your first mural for free, which is totally fine, absolutely do not let somebody take advantage of you, which means that you should not be investing tons of your energy, tons of your own time, and tons of your own money to make this beautiful thing happen for somebody else. So with this mural, they didn't have any feedback on the design. They're like, yep, looks good, go for it. But please, please, please don't let somebody take advantage of you and you work find a wall that somebody's willing to. If you find a wall for free, that's totally fine, but don't let somebody take advantage of you and have you redo the concept a million times so it's perfect for them. They should pay you for that, okay? Don't let them do that. Don't do it. Next, I'm going to give you some tips on how you can make your mural really cheap or possibly even free. In the city that I live in, hi, please don't come, oh, no. Our local hardware store, Ace Hardware, they put unwanted paint that's already been mixed into the basement for super, super cheap. So that's an option for you. You won't be able to be selective about the colors you choose, but you can always go and find the paint colors that are available for cheap and then make your design around that. Another thing is our local town has a listserv, and so I emailed out to that just asking for leftover paint, and I got a whole bunch of it for free. And so if your community has something like that, maybe that's an option for you. Another idea that a lot of people don't think about is your mural does not have to have a lot of colors. You could paint one just with black or just with white and make something beautiful, and it's a mural that you can put in your portfolio and use to build your business. Another way to make it cheap or affordable, which is something that I do with all my murals just because I don't want to waste paint, is mixing colors. You can get 2 or 3 colors and mix them and make a whole bunch of colors. So obviously you need to be confident with mixing colors, but as an artist, that's something you're gonna have to be able to do anyway. All right, my baby is walking away, so I don't want him to fall off this giant ledge, so I'm just going to follow him and talk with you guys. So the next thing I want to talk about is whether or not you should paint a mural, your first mural, any mural, for free. This is something that I really struggled with because you hear a lot about artists undervaluing themselves or devaluing themselves, and that is really a big problem for the artist community. When you show that you don't value yourself and you perpetrate the idea that art should be free or cheap, you really are damaging the whole community as a whole. Your art should be something that people will pay for because you bring beauty to the world, and that is really important. Why? However, when it comes to getting experience, I personally think that painting something for free is totally fine. Because when I wanted to paint murals, of course I was excited to get paid for it eventually, but I really was just really excited to paint a mural, and I needed experience. There are some things that when you need to get experience in something, you're not an expert yet, you're not a professional yet, and so doing it for free is totally fine. So I painted this mural for free for this city, and it led to all of the rest of paid murals. And so getting this experience was really crucial for me. I'm gonna share another video with you guys of how I was able to leverage this mural into a mural business. So I personally think that doing it for free is totally fine if you really just need experience. If you're doing a whole bunch of them for free because you're undervaluing yourself, then that's a problem and you need to know the line. So another thing that I want to talk with you guys about today is how to design for your first mural. I had a full-time job when I was doing this, and I was studying for the professional engineering exam, which means that I had to get this thing done in 3 days. You want to design something that is simple, that you know you can accomplish, and that if you mess up, it's not a big deal. So the prime example of something that if you mess up, it's a big deal is portraiture. Unless you're doing abstract work, faces need to be absolutely spot on for you to be able to, first of all, recognize the person you're trying to paint, and second of all, make it look realistic if that's what you're going for. Because if you get any of your features wrong, then it's just not going to look good. So you want to paint something for your first mural that you know you can accomplish very easily, you know you can do, and if you mess up, it's not a big deal. Whenever we go back to the mural, I'm going to show you guys one thing that I really messed up on mine, and it turned out that it's fine. I didn't have to redo it or anything. You want to do something simple that you know you can finish in the time that you've allotted, because if you are doing this for free, you don't want to spend a lot of time and energy on it. You want to just bust it out and get something for your portfolio. I have to take us back to the wall because I have a bag down there, so I can't just wander off with my child all day long. Okay, so as you can see, this design was really, really simple. Unfortunately, as you can see, the wall is in really rough shape, but that's okay. I'm okay with that because that's one of the beautiful things about murals to me, is that they decay with time and space, and I think that's beautiful. I want to show you the thing that I messed up. See how my mandala sky, see how it's wrong? Like there's one layer, one layer. See how I have outside of the layer with the arrows, I have a yellow layer and then a red layer. That wasn't supposed to happen. That means, and it's not symmetrical, which mandalas are really supposed to be. So I messed that up, but honestly, after I realized it, I just didn't care. It's a free mural. It was my first one. It still looks beautiful, so it's fine. I wasn't gonna go and redo that. Don't worry about sealing your first mural, guys. Exterior latex paint is really strong and it's fine. So that's not something you should worry about. Another thing that really got me a little messed up when I was wanting to paint my first mural, overthinking everything. It's like, what if it's not perfect? Should I do it for free? Should I not do it for free? If I do it for free, am I undervaluing myself? Do I need to seal it? Should I not? How many colors should I use? Where should I sign it? How should I sign it? Just freaking do the mural. It's not a big deal. One thing I want to show you guys that is really sad to me is I made this beautiful sleeping bear and somebody came and put that over it. You know, if you're gonna do murals in parks like this, it's just something that's gonna happen. Haters are gonna hate. That's too bad that somebody put this like ugly, like flipping off ugly character next to my beautiful sleeping bear and the dreamer that was dreaming this beautiful thing. But that's okay, that happens. I hope this video really helped you guys get inspired to find your first wall for your first mural, if that is something you're interested in. Just remember to keep an eye out for blank and empty walls that could use some love in your neighborhood or in your community, and just start asking around. Murals are such a beautiful way to give back to the community and give art to the public for free, and it also is just so much fun. So if you found this video useful, please like and subscribe. Doing so really helps me get this message out to the world.